Claressa Shields' beef with Atlanta radio host has now escalated, and let me just say, this might get ugly. This could very well be bad. Let's get unpacked. We unpack. We unpack. We unpack. Coming to your live boxing ego unpack. Yeah. We unpack. We unpack. We unpack. Coming to your live. Claressa Shields has placed herself in a bad position. She seems very distracted considering she has an upcoming fight with K. Scott, all over the place in that regard. She's beefing with her sister, beefing with her ex-best friend of 11 years, beefing with bloggers and YouTubers and multiple people, dropping Alicia Baumgartner diss songs, going back and forth at points with Amanda Serrano, fans online. Like, what are you doing? You got to fight in less than 10 days, and your mind seems all over the place. So much so that before we get into this clip with Miss Shyneka, I want you to hear what Claressa Shields had to say. Claressa Shields, when is your fight again?
Yeah, y'all know I'm fighting August 5th in Atlanta at State Farm Arena.
This woman just said, y'all know I'm fighting August 5th. You're not fighting August 5th. This is what happens when you do too much. You dig. Right now, it is August 6th. How are you fighting August 5th? You're going back in time? You're Marty McFly, Back to the Future. This is what happens. You're spending so much time beefing with people and doing lives and rebuttaling this and she said this and trying to defend your married man. You can't even get your date straight. You're fighting August 15th and you just said you're fighting August 5th.
Yeah, y'all know I'm fighting August 5th in Atlanta at State Farm Arena against.
And look at her energy. It look all low and weak.
Yeah, y'all know I'm fighting August 5th. Yeah, y'all know I'm fighting August 5th. Yeah, y'all know I'm fighting August 5th. Yeah, y'all know I'm fighting August 5th in Atlanta.
Bro, this girl
yeah, y'all
down.
know I'm fighting August 5th in Atlanta.
The girl down bad. I'm fighting August 5th. And you're not fighting August 5th. Okay.
At State Farm Arena against K. Scott for 2 belts. 2 belts. I am so excited to be fighting in Atlanta. Like,
so excited you're dissing a popular Atlanta radio host. Got it.
Yes. I'm being honest.
Now, what she's about to say is unbelievable to me.
Y'all, all these men that be in here trying to say stuff, y'all should not be doing this. Like, if I was our girlfriend, I'd dump y'all. Y'all some sassy ass dudes.
Y'all men that be doing this, if I was y'all girlfriend, I would dump y'all. Once again, this girl with the worst relationship that's constantly being criticized in interviews got something to say about relationships. Unbelievable. Keep listening.
Y'all like some betas.
Now she's talking about beta males. That's rich.
Y'all not alpha males.
Not alpha males. So Papoose is the one letting you walk next to the curb, but you have the nerve to call other men beta males. He is your man, but he can't control you and he can't calm you down. But everyone else is beta males. Got it. Keep listening.
Y'all some betas, bro. Like, it's sad. Y'all definitely like just, need to go put some high heels on and
need to put some high heels on. She's not even good with the trash talk.
Smack your ass on the corner, for real. That shit sassy as hell. Nah.
But peep right here. A fan mentioned my name. Like this is her live. I didn't send them. I didn't tell them. But somebody mentioned Boxing Ego. Let's listen to what she had to say.
Bro. What a thing. Some boxing. I don't know who that Ego boxing page is. I don't know why this guy. I don't know these people. I don't. I promise you I don't.
Oh, Claressa. Rissa. So she's claiming she doesn't know my page. That boxing ego boxing guy, I just don't know him. Now, because this video is not about me, I'll save that for another video. Hit the subscribe button, but that will be addressed at a later time. But I do want to focus on like the Miss Shyneka and the beef between Claressa and Atlanta personality Miss Shyneka. But yeah, some of y'all sent me that. She's saying she don't know me. Okay. Stay tuned. That's all I'm gonna say. Stay tuned.
Nah, bro. What a thing. Some boxing. I don't know who that Ego boxing page is. I don't know why this guy. I don't know these people. I don't. I promise you I don't. I don't. Every day is a different blogger, a YouTuber, or whatever they. It's a different person every day. I don't know where these folks come from and why they come. I just be like, oh, I guess I'm like the algorithm, so you say my name, you know what I'm saying, or you make people think you talking about me, and people want to see, oh, look at what this person did. Or
what does that mean? Make people think you talking about me? What is she talking about, bro? Oh man, I'm the algorithm. I get more views on content with you than you do on YouTube with your own content. Also, I've been doing this before she was even a pro fighter. She turned pro in 2016. I know because I was there. It was in my backyard in the Bay Area. So it's like, what are you even talking about? Right? You're the algorithm. I had a successful channel before you even came into boxing as a pro. So how did I do that? Don't flatter yourself.
It's weird. It's weird.
Yeah, we're going to see how weird it is. Video coming soon.
Mm-hmm. That 10 rounds today was so crazy. I'm talking about I'm sharp. Who tried to get on here and defend you because I called you fat? You sat there and called me dumb.
This lady is still talking about Miss Shyneka, man. She's still going on about Miss Shyneka. She said she wasn't bothered by the line of questioning, but she's still talking about Miss Shyneka. This woman has a fight in less than 10 days and is still talking about a radio personality. This girl is down bad. You got this head wrap on like you're a damn genie, right? Like Shaquille O'Neal in Kazam, right? Shazam or whatever that movie was. And you're really still talking about the same thing. You literally have a fight coming up with K. Scott. You're not fighting Ms. Shyneka. I wasn't born with a silver spoon in my mouth, Miss Hawkins. You're still talking about Miss Shyneka, right? You're not fighting Miss Shyneka. Why so much energy being given? You're like, oh, I sparred 10 rounds. I'm starting to believe that you need social media money, right? You're quick to call people broke and bloggers are broke and fans are broke and all that type of stuff. I'm starting to believe this is part of the income needed for your lifestyle, because it's not making sense. Like, why someone would be in camp for a fight, so fixated on drama and airing people out, and you're like, oh, I trained so hard, I'm tired. You're doing videos when you're in the sauna. Oh man, this weight cut. Oh man, some days I give it 100, some days 110%, some days 98%. You're doing this woe is me stuff, but then you're making the time to get on social media to advertise drama. So I believe social media is part of the money you need for your lifestyle or something, because it's not making sense to me. Also, maybe you're trying to use it to drum up ticket sales by constantly being in the algorithm. Like, you feel it's in your best interest, good, bad, or indifferent, just to be in the algorithm. This girl, in my honest opinion, is going to have one of the craziest falls from grace that we've ever seen in this space, because people like that, they don't understand until it's too late. And they think all press is good press. And, oh, as long as people are talking, you're a flash in the pan. You really are. People are talking right now, but you're already getting very repetitive, right? The antics, what you're saying is already very repetitive. How long without changing and switching anything up do you think this is going to last, where people are still going to even be entertaining whatever you're talking about? So don't take my word for it. We'll see. But she's still talking about Miss Shyneka.
You sat there and called me Plan B.
And where did she get a New York accent? You sat there and called me cold? You're from Flint. Where did that come from? I have old interviews with Claressa Shields, even though she don't know me, but old interviews. She didn't say oil and coffee and you called me. So I don't know what she got going on, multiple personalities, or you're trying to live vicariously through Papoose and Remy. I don't know what's going on, but the accent is throwing me.
So yeah, now I'm finna say some shit about you, because who the fuck you think you are?
Again, is this good for a fighter who's preparing for an upcoming big fight, for their mind to be like constantly? And I told you, I'm to the point where I'm blaming the people around her, because how can your coaches, your trainers, your spiritual advisor, your nutritionist, your PR person, your stylist, how come they're just watching you do this? Your boyfriend, Papoose, all these people are just watching you crash out on a daily. None of them are just like, oh, don't worry about it. Give me your phone, take a day off. It's just like drama, drama, drama. Good luck getting brand deals, by the way.
No, that interview was actually a great interview with Jock, Shorty, and Miss Shyneka. I was cool with it.
And notice how she know her name perfectly, but in the last video where she already addressed Miss Shyneka, she was acting like she didn't know. What's her name? She acting like she didn't know the lady name. We know you're lying. We know you know her name. We know ever since she asked that question, she's been on your hit list and you've targeted her. You probably did research on her. That's why you're like, oh, you cheated on your husband and you were cheating with a barber. How do you know all that type of stuff, allegedly, even though Miss Shyneka said it's not true? But you know her personal life, what caused her marriage to falter, and that she cheated with a barber, all this stuff that you spewed, just like you did with Alicia Baumgartner, right? You know all about these people's personal life, but then you claim you didn't know the lady's name.
Did you feel me? Like that one little question? Whatever. But now you want to play victim because people calling you out on your. How about you put up them clips when you did these interviews with these people and you on there talking about some Pap is my manager, Pap gets my money, Pap with me for my money, I'm just Plan B. You saying all this, and then you think I'm supposed to sit there and then respond to you in a nice way, but you're lying on me. You're lying on me, you're lying on him. Just because his ex said that don't mean that it's true.
She literally said this in the last video. Why do you have a whole separate video? You already went in on the lady. You called her Miss Piggy. You called her FAT. You body shamed her. You called her everything short of ugly, right? So now you're just repeating the same stuff. Oh, his ex said that BS, and he ain't He not my manager, and Papoose don't take none of my money. Are you crazy? You've already said this. So what is the point? What is the point of any of this? Especially, what person would advocate for their fighter to be doing all this a week out of the fight? That's how I know your fight is trash. That you're so seemingly distracted, and you're indirectly disrespecting your opponent, right? Like, you feel I'm so above it, and maybe you are. That's why you chose who you chose. K. Scott with no power, 7 fights, you got better experience, but you're disrespecting her because you're like, I could show up pretty much any type of way. I could train and then on the side be ranting, wasting energy, doing social media meltdowns and crash outs, and I still have enough to beat this lady. That's why nobody's buying the fight. That's why tickets aren't selling, because we know it's some BS. And then the undercard is like a complete circus. You got a couple real fighters on there, but separately you have Zeus fighters, which is like laughable, right? So you show very little regard for your opponent by, like, this is not like a scheduled mandatory interview or glove signing where you got to sign 100 gloves for charities and raffles. You're just randomly doing this for your own personal social media, and you're repeating yourself.
That's not our relationship. So
notice she also don't tell you what Papoose does. She'll say up and down, oh, he's not my manager. That's not it. He's not my manager. But the facts are, her manager from 2016 till about 2025 was Mark Taffet. Mark Taffet was her manager, and she fired him. They're no longer working together, and now Mark is working with her opponent, K. Scott. They even talked about this at the press conference. If you don't believe me, she was like, oh, this is my first time kind of going against Mark. He used to be my manager. This is all public knowledge. So why did you sign to Win Records, a record label with no history of making any boxing star, making even a rap or singing star, right? Why do that? And also, if he's not your manager, why did you get rid of Mark Taffet? Who's managing you? These are the questions. Like the radio shows, like The Breakfast Club, they kissing her butt. They're not getting to the root of the issues. They're not asking the real questions. Who is your manager? Cool. It's not Papoose. Who is it then? You're managing yourself? And if that's the case, your career is doing a nosedive. So why are you managing yourself? You make so much money. Who cares about giving a percentage to a manager, especially if they're going to do their job and make you look better, which you clearly can't do. So cool. You keep declaring it's not Papoose, whatever. Who is it? Who is your manager? Right? Oh, I don't have one. Okay, why don't you have one? Right? You think you're at a stage of your career where, so you got to sell tickets, do social media, pick out your fight outfit, train for the fight, cut weight, manage yourself. You got allegedly GWOAT promotions. You got a relationship that you're in. You take care of maybe your sister's kids occasionally. That sounds like a lot of hats for one person. So somebody needs to ask her, Who, if not Papoose, who? It's that simple. She keeps saying, no, y'all got it wrong. Y'all got it wrong. He don't get my money. He's not my manager. You're just going off what Remy said. Okay, cool. Who is your manager? Notice these people can't be trusted because there's no transparency. How come there's no transparency to what you're doing, right? Just tell us who your manager is, right? Because I've covered thousands of boxing matches, and the manager is usually at the fight, representing the fighter. Like a fighter I know, Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder. His co-manager, Shelly Finkel. If you go watch Deontay Wilder, whether he's in the UK or Alabama or New York, Shelly Finkel is usually not far behind, and he's in the interviews. He's in the scene. You know why? That's his manager. Why would you pay a manager for their guidance and their tutelage and then them not be there, right? So I haven't seen anybody that is declared her manager. So you're saying it's not Papoose, but he's the only one that's always with you for these events, standing aimlessly in the background. So what is his role? When can we get some transparency? That's what you guys should be asking.
You up there getting mad because I called you? Oh, I guess I hurt your feelings by calling you fat. Well, fuck my feelings. You just get to lie on me and my man. You get to just lie on us. You get to just lie. But then,
how does she lie on you and your man? What are you talking about?
People want to get mad when you get to calling your lawyers and sending their cease and desist when it's like,
she can't really string together a sentence without stuttering and cussing. You notice that?
Bro, just stop running around lying on people, bro. Stop.
Notice she said everybody lies on her. The YouTubers, the bloggers, Alicia Baumgardner, right? Her sister, her cousin, radio personalities, Layla Ali's a liar. Everybody, something is really wrong with her. How is it? I just named several people. And each of those several people, she's called a liar. She said her sister was lying, Bree. She said cousin Shalita's a liar. Nigeria's a liar. Alicia Baumgardner's a liar. YouTubers are liars. The bloggers and Instagram pages are liars. Right? Jake Paul's a liar. Nikisa and MVP, they're liars. Right? Everybody in the world, 50 Cent, Maserati Bud, I'm running out of hands. You ain't even trying to compare body count. Everybody's just lying. Maserati Bud, 50 lying on me, cease and desist. So everybody in the world has just conspired to lie on Claressa Shields. That's why I believe she's a narcissist. She believes everybody else is the problem. In every scenario, every situation, she did nothing wrong, nothing she could have changed, nothing she could improve. Miss Shyneka is the problem. Baumgardner is the problem. Boxing Ego is the problem. Layla Ali is the problem, and so on and so forth. Amanda Serrano is the problem. Everybody's just a liar. Why do you think? And then she never proves it. She never says they're a liar. Here's why. ... Receipts. But everybody else is showing receipts that you're calling liars more often than not.
You don't know me. You don't know Pap. You don't know my relationship. So just stop. Just stop. And the reason I'm even addressing this again is because now you on here talking about I was just trying to, I only asked one question. Girl, nobody gives a damn about that question. Great question. Great. And I gave you a great answer. But what did you do after that though? Be honest. Be honest. You went on these other platforms and talked crazy about me. That's crazy. You went on there and talked crazy about me and just...
How does she talk crazy? This is all, the girl's out. She's out of this world. She keeps saying people are lying and talking crazy. It's all public domain. The interview hasn't been taken down. You guys can go to YouTube to watch what Miss Shyneka said. And she's, first of all, she's not even a person that's yelling, right? And I got a Miss Shyneka clip too, right? She's not yelling. It doesn't look like steam and bolts are coming out of her neck like Frankenstein. You're the one that seems irate. You're the one that seems aggy. You're the one that seems turned up. You keep saying she's mad and she's lying, and the interviews are up. She refuses to tell what the person is lying about. She gave her opinion on a lot of things. Like, hey, your relationship, it's a bad look. You know what I mean? And to me, I think there's a psychological issue here where Claressa Shields, instead of facing the music of what people are saying, it's easier to avoid and attack. I'll just attack everybody that talk about my relationship rather than face the music that what these people are saying is actually true. And I'm a dumbass and I'm with a guy who's using me for my money, because it's always easier not to conform and have no conformity and attack everybody, right? I could just attack everybody and then I don't have to face the music of I got this POS relationship that's probably not really going anywhere and will probably end bad. So that's what people do. Like, it's like, you know, you got straight F's on your report card. You don't want to go home. That's a long walk from school to home that particular day, because you know your parents are going to be livid when you get home and they see that report card and it has straight F's on it, right? So you don't really want to face the music. You're staying after school and you don't want to go straight home that given day, because again, it's easier to avoid.
Straight up just lied. Oh, nah, bro. Like,
she can't even finish his thought. She said, you just straight up lied. Like, oh, nah, bro. What does that even mean? So you're saying you're fighting August 5th, which is a lie. You're saying you don't know who Boxing Ego is, which is a lie. And now you can't even finish a sentence. You're just lying like, oh, and she can't think of anything. So she's like, nah, bro. And then doesn't even complete a sentence. She needs to be checked for CTE.
On these other platforms and talked crazy about me. That's crazy. You went on there and talked crazy about me and just straight up just lied. Oh, nah, bro. Like, stop putting that up on his name and stop putting that on me. I ain't no dumbass. I don't know who got ring game on before or whatever the case may be, but I don't do that. I ain't never played about my money. To be talking about somebody get a piece of my stuff and somebody get a piece of my boxing check and somebody with me for money. Why can't you just, this man filed for divorce.
She looks miserable, for the record. Second of all, as a grown 31-year-old woman, you might want to ask yourself, why do people keep having a negative opinion of my relationship? Why is everybody saying the same thing? Like, if I was walking through the city and a person's like, oh, like this, you got something in your nose. And I'm like, no, I don't. No, I don't. Then this man up here down the street says, oh, you want a Kleenex? You got something in your nose. No, no, no. And everywhere I walk through San Francisco, people are saying I got a booger in my nose. And instead of me doing, you know, the obvious thing, let me go to the bathroom, check it out. Let me get some tissue. Let me believe them. I'm just like, no, these people are hating. Y'all some haters. I ain't got nothing in my nose. This is what Claressa Shields sounds like. It's not one person. Even your own best friend, ex-best friend, Nigeria, had questions about the Papoose dealing. You think he's with his ex? You think he still mess with it, right? The radio people, these interviews. You did an interview not just with Miss Shyneka, Ariel Hawani. He was like, what about Remy? And purposely threw that in there, right? To stir some stuff up and be messy. The other interview with a completely separate woman, not Miss Shyneka, she was like, you said, I'm having a baby next year, which you already said you were doing this year, which was Cap. And then she was like, does Papoose know about it? So you're the butt of all jokes. You are a walking punchline, and you just don't know it. Why are you doing these interviews and people bring up Remy? Why are you doing these interviews and they're asking you, why are you with a married man? How long do you plan on being with someone else's husband? Why are you doing these interviews and people are saying, does Papoose know he's having a baby? This is all very abnormal, and you have to be realistic. You're like, man, I don't care who got game ran on them before, but it ain't me. Okay. Then why is the perception like this for you? Why are you constantly having to defend your relationship? I don't defend my relationships. I go where I want, when I want, with who I want. I don't got to explain. There's nobody who's like, don't do that, or I seen you at the movies. And you see what I'm saying? She don't want to keep it real with herself.
And he loved me now. What are you mad at me?
And he loved me now. And look, she got to look. People probably feeding her like, don't say that, don't do that. He loved you, but you're saying it more than him.
Why can't it be he filed for divorce because he loves somebody else? Why do we gotta be this?
Because, oh my gosh, bro. This girl, they say I'm hopeless. This girl's hopeless. She is so deep down this rabbit hole, she don't even know how to get back up. Why can't it be that you're convincing yourself of all this stuff? Oh, why can't he just love me for me? Why? You are fundamentally ucked. You are a broken person, bro. You are truly a broken woman. You're like, why can't it be he just loves me for me? You're so used to not being loved properly, and it shows, right? How come he can't just love me for me? He filed for divorce because of me. He want to do this. Okay, first of all, you keep saying it. That's a major red flag, right? A major red flag is the fact that you have to keep speaking for your man. Oh, the cooter got him held hostage, and he loved me up and down, and he's all about me. Why don't he ever speak for himself? He older than you, pushing 50. Why don't he get on the mic and say that? How come he couldn't just file for a divorce because he loved me? You had already been messing with him at the point where you had already been kicking and stuff when Remy outed y'all. She was like, oh, he fell asleep with you on the phone and all that, blah, 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 right? Why did he wait till Remy outed him, outed you, leaked all of the receipts and paperwork online, and then if you look at the timestamp, that's when he requested the divorce? So you keep claiming he did it for you, but he was backed against the wall because his wife had him looking crazy, saying that he was sleeping on the couch, he a deadbeat, he a lame, I got him in my phone as bozo, so on and so forth. And then he filed for a divorce. That is what happened. The records show that, right? So you keep claiming credit. Oh, he did this because he loved me. Why can't he do it because of me? I don't know why he can't do it, but that's not what happened. He waited till his wife outed him and he looked extremely bad in the public's eye. Then after, like, notice that, like, a real stepper is going to step. A person that wants to be divorced or make the move, they'll make the first move, right? Like if a man wants a woman, he'll pursue the woman first. He not going to wait for this or that or wait for her birthday. He going to be like, I need that. I want that. If he really wanted a divorce, why'd he wait till his wife outed him? And also, the way she was talking at the time made it sound like it was very little to no hope of reconciliation, right? I have the text right here. My lawyer just spoke to the person you said was your lawyer, and she still hasn't been retained. So I will probably do a timeline video because Claressa wants to keep playing around, and we'll get to the bottom of this. But it's not going to end good for Claressa because I have all the receipts. Again, he waited till Remy outed him and started blasting him and putting him on Front Street before he ever filed electronically. And then over a year later, because it's been over a year since that moment, he's still not divorced. And Remy's still saying he wants half in all this, right? So, yeah, he's not in a rush to get divorced because Remy's net worth shows like $4 or $5 million. You claim your net worth is $8 million at the bare minimum. Record-breaking contract. So what man is in love, his new come up, his new girl has a higher net worth, allegedly, than his wife, but he still wants half of his wife's money, but he intends on marrying you, having a baby with you, and you make more money than Remy, according to Google net worth, saying she has 4 or 5 million. So that seemed like a done deal. My new girl got it put together and make more money. Papoose got a job, even though we don't know. There's no transparency. We don't know what he does for Win Records. So he's not your manager. There's no like finder's fee. He don't get a cut of your money. Then how is he getting paid? Is this a pyramid scam? A Ponzi scheme? Like money laundering? Like how do you get paid? Right? Like I'm sure Tom Brady, you can look, okay, he's a commentator. Okay, he played this flag football game and got paid. Okay, he got property. Okay, he got these stock investments. Okay, he invested in, like you could break down where the money's coming from. What does Papoose do if he's not your manager? That's all you got to explain. You want to be like, no, he loves me and all the other stuff. We don't care about that. That's why nobody believes you. Talk about the real stuff. Okay, cool. He's not your manager. What does he do for a living? Because we know it's not selling units. Ain't nobody listening to his raps.
He's only trying to be with you for this. He's only with you for that. As if I'm not somebody who's important, beautiful, successful, young.
I see what's going on now. She don't want to face the music because then it makes her look like a donkey, right? If she admits what people are saying even could be true, then that's going to hurt her esteem, right? So she'd rather just delusionally trip through this until it becomes painstakingly obvious that what people are saying is in fact the truth. So she's just going to convince herself of her own fairy tale land, her own la la land, because again, the reality of what we believe to be going on ain't pretty. So she's like, man, I'm successful. I got a nice body and I got a punani and this and that. And he just loved me. It's easier to convince yourself of that than to face the reality. Like, for example, if a woman was married to Dennis Rader, right? Look him up, Dennis Rader. He had a wife. And he's the BTK illa, right? Unalive several people. Bind, torture, kidnap, right? If his wife had been with him for 20 years, right? Dennis Rader, he was working with the church. I believe he was doing something for firefighters, like volunteering and doing community outreach, had a kid, they had children. He was a Boy Scout leader, I believe. It's easier, instead of believing, dang, my husband is the BTK illa, that's a tough pill to swallow, right? So it's easier to build excuses for him. If you're in denial, like, nah, my husband wouldn't do that. Nah, that can't be. I doubt, because the BTK illa actually unalived children too. It did very heinous things. So the point I'm making is that becomes a unsettling proposition that most people wouldn't want to face the music, that the love of their life is capable also of, before they met me, the same person that you laid with and had kids with was capable of all these heinous deeds and crimes against humanity, right? Same thing here. It's easier to just paint this fairy tale of, oh, he loved me and white picket fence and he's with me because I look good and I'm established. It's easier to say that stuff. That's why you don't want to hear anyone else's messaging. You've already made it up in yourself, in your own head.
Why you got to be all this other stuff except for the stuff of what it really is? And then when I tell you what it really is, you get mad at me.
How did Miss Shyneka get mad? What does this girl be talking about, bro?
Like, come on now, like, Miss Shyneka, baby girl, I don't care. I think I saw one of your friends try to say something to me about calling you big or whatever. Listen, to be honest with you, I don't give a fuck what size you are.
And why'd you say it? What relevance does that have to anything going on? Just look at her. She just looked like a buffoon, man. I don't care what size you are. Then why did you hurl that insult? Why did you say she's Miss Piggy? Why did you say these people need to lose weight and all this stuff if you don't really care? Trying to walk it back, man.
Skinny, big, pretty, or ugly. It don't even concern me.
It don't concern me, but why'd you say it? Oh my gosh.
But don't think you're going to say mean stuff about me. And then when I say something mean about you, now it's an issue.
This girl is a child, man. A straight up child. You said something mean first, so I got to say something mean. You ever heard of being the bigger person, or two wrongs don't make a right? You are supposed to be this gold medalist 2 times over, right? Don't you have more to lose than the person you said is insignificant and you've never heard of? So why would you, if you really felt, I didn't even know who you were. You're a nobody. You're not used to getting this type of attention. You ain't never got attention like that. If all these things you felt were true, then don't you have more to lose by looking ugly to the public and nasty and, spitting venom and vitriol? Won't that make you look worse and bring your brand down? Why even do this, man?
No. Just let me be. Just let me be. I'm 10 days off from my fight. I'm training. I'm working out.
10 days, but you just said August 5th.
And then here you are again. But the thing is,
and like, this is how you know she's really a loser, is how do you know so much about what's going on if it's blood, sweat, and tears, and you're doing 2 a days, 3 a days? How do you even know? How do you even know you did an interview with these 2 people and you did it? How do you know what so many people are doing? If you got so much money, you have a dangerous fight, allegedly. Oh, K. Scott strong. If all these things that you've been saying are true, how do you have this much time to know what everyone's doing and saying? And then say, I don't care what people say and I'm unbothered.
You need to just go ahead and just, Forget the question from the radio show, because that's not the issue here. The issue is what you did after, and that's what you're hiding.
Oh my gosh, this girl's brain dead, man. That's what you're hiding, but it's on YouTube. She's not intelligent. Not in my world. You guys could be like, oh man, that's rude. I'm being honest. Not my level of intelligence is not that. She said that's what you're hiding, but the interview is not deleted. It hasn't been privated. You can go and search it right now and watch the interview. So how is she hiding anything when you could go watch the interview right now? Hiding would be what you and Papoose were doing when he was sleeping on Remy's couch, right? And you guys couldn't go into restaurants together and you wanted to remain private. That's hiding. Hiding is not, I did a public interview that's currently still available on YouTube and you can watch it right now. How is that hiding anything?
That's what you're hiding. And I refuse to give a YouTube channel any light about what you said on this YouTube channel during this interview, because it's a Claressa Shields hate YouTube channel. I'm not gonna get a YouTube channel.
I thought you don't pay attention to what YouTubers are doing.
But you really sat up on here and just tried to dog me. And now that I said something to you, now you mad. Girl, bye. Girl, bye. After that interview, who? I don't give a damn about nobody you talking about. Please. Anyways. You just had to go and do what you did. And you wrong. You wrong for that. So that's why I'm saying, like, you want to play the victim and want people.
Look, someone just said he's still married. He's still married. That's what they put in. So it's like, Claressa is really foolish, man. She's really foolish. You're doing all this and like, he loved me and stuff, and look on the screen. Look, would you look at that? He's still married. So you did all of that, and that's what people are still saying. At Remy Ma, and he's still married. So like, you're literally accomplishing nothing. You're only making yourself look like a mean girl and mean-spirited, calling people out their name, calling people bees and all that, and calling people Miss Piggy, and then it's not clearing up the comments. This girl does not know how to do the internet thing.
To feel bad for you now because of what I said to you, but make sure you tell them what you did and what you said.
We know what she did. We've been following the story, and the interview is still available. This is not like you got a secret recording. We all heard it because it was a regular YouTube video.
Girl, I'm over here minding my business, scoring and everything, and then here you are.
Yeah, blocking more people.
Like, no, you don't get to do that. And I was looking at your stuff, and I had seen like you was like trying to. Oh, I was just trying to be a girl's girl or be nice. Like, stop with the fake girl's girl. That's wrong as hell. Y'all is not fooling nobody when y'all do that. I really empower and inspire women for real, for real.
I'm done. I can't listen to anymore. I'll let you guys listen to some more of it. We got to get into Miss Shyneka. It is just literally hurting my brain. Now she's claiming that she empowers women and all this stuff. You the main one tearing down women. Shadaysha Green. Oh, Shadaysha, you lost. You got knocked the heck out. Talking about Amanda Serrano. Of course, she sold out. She only had 5,000 tickets to sell. And she ain't no quote. She ain't the best. And she lost 3 times to the same person. Could never be me. Blah, 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 blah. Right? Talking about Alicia Baumgartner's body count. Playing Broner. Talk about Layla Ali. Spices ain't selling. And she's jealous. But now you're acting like you're the savior for women's boxing. What a joke. Now, I did stumble across this on my timeline. I am in the content creation space, and I've made content about Claressa Shields. So I seen there was a random video on my timeline, and it said something like Claressa was tripping, right? So I watched it, and I'm going to play it right now. And the person's name is Antisocial Angelique. Follow them on Instagram. But what she was saying, she was cooking. And I was like, wow, people get it. And that made me happy. Play the clip.
I just saw the new video that Claressa just posted literally minutes ago. And this is her with a scarf on, braids, and she's doubling down on Miss Shyneka. Claressa has me blocked, so I need you guys to make sure she sees this video immediately. Claressa, every time you feel the need to make a video saying how you're pretty, you're successful, your private area does unimaginable things, or that Papoose is with you for all of these things. You mentioned in this video, why can't he just want me because of me being pretty and etc.? Why does it have to be about my money? I'm not no dumbass. I'm quoting you. You said I'm not a dumbass. He doesn't get out of da, right? Okay. What is sad to me is that you literally don't see what everybody else is seeing. You're that girl that cannot handle her friend to say, girl, I saw your man with so-and-so. Like, ain't y'all together? Like, I saw him out on a date with her. She's the girl that if somebody came to her and said that her man was cheating on her, she would cuss her friend out and go off on her friend. You're the kind of woman that doesn't believe anything that anybody else says. You only believe the man. And two things can be true. There are people that can very well be jealous. There are people that can try to sabotage your relationship or your marriage. Absolutely. But then there are other people who have eyes that don't have emotions attached, that can see things that you can't see because you're emotionally involved with him. And as somebody that has been with a narcissist and been triangulated with their exes, I know exactly what Papoose is doing, and everybody else knows exactly what Papoose is doing to you. It's very sad that you're on a tour, on a press run, trying to convince everybody that this man loves you, when in reality, Claressa, he doesn't. And Remy Ma was trying to look out for you when she said what she said, and you just hate her. Instead of, mark my words, listen to me. One day in the near future, and this could be after you guys have a baby, if that actually happens, you're going to be sitting in a room by yourself, and you're going to say, Remy was right. Everybody was right. I promise you that is going to happen to you. Any woman that is watching this video that has been dumb for a man, tell me I'm lying, that she's not caught up in Papoose's delusion. He is running a tight game on her and has her thinking that everybody is jealous of their relationship. This is actually more sad. That's why I'm coming with a more soft-spoken tone, because this is actually sad, because he is taking advantage of somebody that is very unintelligent. She does not see what he's doing at all, and he's just running circles around her. She thinks that he's with her because she's so young and beautiful and her cootie cat can do magical things, not understanding and realizing and putting two and two together that this man filed for divorce after Remy Ma publicly exposed that he wasn't trying to get a divorce. After she exposed that he had his clothes at her house and was sleeping on her couch. After she exposed the text messages of you and her, and you telling Papoose to stay on the phone with me and how he's married, etc. This is when he made the move, because he was publicly put in a situation where he had to, and narcissistic people do not like to be embarrassed. You are being triangulated with Remy Ma which is keeping you around longer because you're in competition with somebody that's not in competition with you, but he's making you feel like you have to compete with her. This is quite sad. And I want to say to all of the Breakfast Club and all of the other outlets, and I don't mean this disrespectfully, but you guys are not helping her when you're not holding her accountable. And you continuously say you don't feel like she's wrong for this or you think this. You guys are a part of the problem. You're sitting here watching this girl self-sabotage and you know that this isn't right. And instead of calling it out and saying, hey, I'm sorry, this is just the facts here. You guys are, it's like is she needed to stay on your good grace or something? Like, not holding her accountable and telling her the truth is going to make this whole situation so much worse. I don't know. Shout out to Miss Shyneka. I know I originally said that I was not happy with that. And it was simply because I wanted you to go a little harder, but you have since then came out and explained why you didn't. But thank you for being the only person with enough balls to ask the question that everybody in the world wants to know. Why are you still with a married man? And Claressa, somebody filing for divorce does not make them unmarried. And the more you go around saying this, the dumber you look. And the easier it is for everybody to see that this man is running game on you. He is a narcissistic man, and I have seen this before. And again, women that have been through this know. You guys think we're hating on her. No. We see what's happening, and it's actually sad.
So again, make sure you follow Antisocial Angelique. I thought she summed it up perfectly with Claressa Shields. And like I said, my thing with Claressa Shields is you just look bad. Like you're trying so hard to defend this relationship. You're posting AI pregnancy pictures, and literally underneath the AI pregnancy pictures, I saw this. Like, oh my gosh. Oh man. Like, do you feel me? This look like show enough or something. Like, am I the baddest? Show enough? Yeah. Yeah, Leroy, yeah. You got the glow. This is what they're putting underneath. So whatever you're doing is very apparent to me. It's simply not working. Whether he loved me, posted AI photo. It's like everything you do is a miss. Everything you do is laughed at. Everything you do is you're trying to clear the air and air people out. It always backfires on you. It always does, right? You're like, I want to have a baby this year. Where the baby at? Oh, he loved me. We gonna wait. We decided to wait. Man.
What up?
Now this is the live from Miss Shyneka. And you see she came fresh face. She don't have to wear a pound of makeup like Claressa Shields. Don't have to put a bunch of filters on. And she's addressing the public. So I always respect when people show face in these moments. Like she got dogged out by Claressa Shields, called out of her name, called bees and stuff like that. And basically she goes in to state that Claressa Shields threatened her, tried to get her blocked from the State Farm Arena, even though I think she said in the interview, which Claressa clearly heard, that she didn't plan on going. But just to know that Claressa's so petty that she's trying to block her and jam her up and these sorts of things, it just shows you the type of character Claressa Shields is, right? That I don't want her here because she asked a bad question. Like, who cares? Like, why do you care so much? You're supposed to be Billy Badass and this tough boxer, but you got the thinnest skin. What do you care if she goes to the fight? Like, even though I don't think she wants to, I don't know, right? but you just look bad. You banning her from the fight. She's a factor in Atlanta.
It's the Flint water. Oh, okay. All right. So
They said it's the Flint water.
Because I got a little ADHD. Okay. So I did address it. Yeah, y'all know I'm fighting August 5th in Atlanta at State Farm Arena. So I did address it on the radio. I kept it cute because I'm a professional. I've been doing radio for over 20 years. For those that didn't know, clearly she did not. She was there, as she said, for Jock and Shouty. Okay, cool. I thought it was a great interview. Cool interaction. I asked something that I wanted to know. I didn't write it down, but honestly, I didn't know that anyone hadn't asked the question like that because, I mean, honestly, I've heard of her. I've seen her box before, but it's something that I wanted to know. Honestly, I've never heard of her before until it came out that her and Papoose were messing around with one another. And then I started connecting the dots. I was like, yo, that's the young lady who, you know, so I just asked her.
So she's basically telling the origin story of the question. She's like, it wasn't rehearsed, wasn't scripted. Also goes on to say pretty much it wasn't meant to like embarrass. It was just like a woman to woman, heart to heart, something that was on her mind. So she asked about it. She was like, I didn't even know who she was prior to Remy exposing them. And there's a lot of people who have hit me up and stated that they didn't even know who Claressa was until the drama stuff. So that's not how you want to come in the game. Nobody knows you for your actual career, and they only know you for trash talking.
And from per her last live, the question was cool. It was cool. It took her back a little bit, but it was something. I came from a olive branch standpoint. Like, girl, we did some, you know, we done been in some situation with these men before. And here's, you know, what it is. I was not interviewing Remy, so I would just please like for people to stop saying, well, Remy did this. Stop bringing that lady's name up. I was interviewing Claressa Shields. If I was interviewing Remy, then me and Remy would have a conversation because I want to know the backstory of this relationship that we felt was a beautiful Black love story, right?
Notice she said exactly what Ego done told y'all. I gotta be the best in the business, and it's not even close. She was like, why do people like Claressa keep talking about Remy? Oh, Remy did this, and why do you guys let Remy do it? Remy was not being interviewed, right? So why bring up Remy Ma and what questions she needs to ask Remy when where do you see Remy? Ain't no Remy here. That like this is what the GWOAT stands, the few that remain. This is what they do. The GWOAT stands, they're looking at it like, we got to get the heat off our GWOAT, Claressa Shields. So deflect. They like, why didn't you say this to Remy? Even Claressa. If you're going to call him the husband, you got to call him her wife or whatever she said. What are you talking about? We do call her the wife. That's kind of how it works. Two people are married, husband, one's the wife. So Claressa thought she was cooking and checking people. She sounded a fool.
And so people had heard rumblings of them not being, maybe they were together, maybe they weren't together or what have you. And then boom, we heard Claressa Shields. So boom, there she is. So that was my immediate, I guess, way of knowing who she was. With that being said, I feel like I'm trying to be still careful with my words. I felt like the interview went well. I felt like we even had a little banter. She like, oh, I want.
Notice how she said, I'm still trying to be careful with my words, unlike Claressa Shields. Claressa Shields acts like a glaring idiot. And even though Clarissa's calling her out her name, calling her the B word, Miss Piggy, weight shaming, body shaming, doing all this extra stuff, being a true unprofessional woman while claiming, oh, I answered it like a professional and all this goofy stuff, she's still making sure she words things right and it comes out how she wants. Respects.
I'm gonna arm wrestle you. We took pictures. It was over for.
Bro, Claressa is a barbarian. She said Claressa wanted to arm wrestle her after that question. What? You just came. This girl is insane. Why would you want to arm wrestle? What does that prove? You want to arm wrestle? You just came from heavyweight. You're a boxer and you want to arm wrestle a random. She looked kind of short to me. I don't know her height, but you want to arm wrestle her? What are you, Sylvester Stallone and Over the Top? Come on, bro.
I felt like we even had a little banter. She like, oh, I want to arm wrestle you. We took pictures. It was over for me. What had happened was when it hit the internet, it was a different story for her. Because upon leaving, they reached out to the producers of the show and wanted pictures so they could promote the interview, right? All of that is still cool. So because of the comments or like, oh, she felt like I tried her because of what people were saying in the comments. And so she started making comments about me, basically saying, yeah, anybody else, the next person that asks me something like that, I'm not going to be so nice. God is really working on me. And all of this is after the interview. People that we just interviewed, going up for her, basically saying, oh, you know, it was an inappropriate question. And the reason that matters, and me saying, wait, hold on, dude. Like, what type of time are we on right now?
Typical Claressa Shields tries to bully people. And I think this is what I believe. I believe that Claressa Shields is not very quick-witted, not that intelligent. Let's just be real, right? So what happened is, you ever be in an argument with your girl or something, and the argument ends, you leave, she leaves, whatever, right? You're driving, and as you're driving, you're still hot, thinking, replaying everything, and you think about a good point that you did not bring up in the heat of battle, like face to face when you were with your girl, right? And you're driving and you start getting more mad because you're like, man, I should have said that. That was a good point. And I'd be curious how they would even try to explain it or answer it. And you're like, man, I wish I would have thought of you. You low key want to turn around and go home and restart the argument just so you could say that good point on some petty stuff, right? So that's kind of what I believe happened with Claressa Shields. She got embarrassed. The question was what it was live. She thinks because she's a narcissist that she answered it pretty good, right? Maybe didn't think too much of it. And then Claressa, being obsessed with the internet, started perusing and lurking and looking. And the people were like, oh, that was a good question. Oh, she looked dumb. And then the internet comments really got under her skin. Because I was looking at them right when this interview dropped, the Young Jock interview with the question. All the blogs picked it up. And that's how it snowballs from there. Because one blog picks it up, then another blog sees it, copies it, and then it's like it's like a slot machine multiplier. Now 8 of the major blogs all have the same post, and they're all growing their own comment section. And I was looking at the comments, and they were not pro Claressa Shields. They were like, yeah, she would have married men, and oh, the host checked her, and that was a good question. The narcissist Claressa Shields did not like that. She did not like, being a competitor or whatever, did not like it feeling like somebody got the best of her. So then Claressa started putting these cryptic tweets out, which is exactly what she's saying. Like, yeah, next person that do this, I got something for them, and ain't nobody going, now I'm going to start exposing people, because she was fuming reading them comments. So her story, to me, tracks. This is what we're dealing with. Claressa Shields, after the fact, when she's seen how poorly it was received and seen how people weren't on her side and how it made her look dumb, I think it made her heated. And then that's what she did, the cryptic stuff. And then, she started pretty much threatening this host, right? Yeah, next time it ain't going to be that easy for you. And these people better watch out. Like doing all that stuff, bully tactics. I told you she's a bully, right? Claressa Shields. And then from that point, the interviewer, aka Miss Shyneka, was probably like, all right, you talking crazy and spicy, got offered to do whatever interview. And then she was like, you know what? I'm going to clarify and speak my mind. And then that only enraged Claressa Shields more, because I guess she didn't like what she said there. So that's, to me, how the beef started.
So it started changing on me. So we went from a professional interview to what it is. The only reason that I feel like I needed to go up is because she's trying to act like she didn't threaten me. She sent threats after the interview towards me. So if you're trying to figure out why on an interview I said, well, this is why I asked her that question, because it's something that we were thinking, okay? Okay, he may not be your manager, but what does he do for a living?
Sounds like an ego question to me. What have I been saying the whole time? Okay, he's not your manager. What does he do for a living? I've been saying it, bro. Claressa's done out here in these streets. The questions are going to start getting harder and harder. And then Remy said that Papoose want extra money in half, so it's going to only extend how long the divorce takes. And then she's going to be dealing with harder and harder questions ongoing. What does Papoose do for a living? What does his job, head of hip hop, have to do at Win Records? What does that have to do with you as a boxer? Please explain how he gets paid, right? So he just has to follow you around. It never affected her. It never affected her, right? He just has to be like an emotional support animal? Like, what does he do? And now you heard her say that Claressa was threatening her after the fact. What I say, everything I say is coming to life. Bully behavior from Claressa Shields. You don't like it, now you're threatening people. Somebody got to put this girl on the leash, man. You're a pro boxer threatening civilians because you didn't like a question. How do you even have a boxing license at this point?
Because, ma'am, little ma'am, don't play with me. Let's not do that. I kept it cool, professional, or whatever. And people are trying to well, you did an interview and you spoke on Pat. I understand you're trying to defend your love and your honor for your man. Congratulations. Congratulations. Okay. I feel like I don't want to keep talking about this. It is over for me. We do 2 to 3 interviews a week. It's my job to do that. It just changed. So why people are like, well, how come she ain't say it then? Because it was cool. It was cool. And it wasn't anything else to say. I let her give her what her response was. I didn't challenge it because your answer is your answer. All right. So anyway, other than that, she sent threats. People from my team that I work with, we're like, oh, you better be careful, in the comments because they're watching and she's with this person and that person. Like I'm supposed to be scared. Girl, all I did was an interview. Now you want to fight me about an interview? That is absolutely wow. That is what I didn't say on the radio this morning. So, please go see this lady fight. She fighting August 15th. She ain't buy no advertisement for the radio station. Girl, we are not talking about it no more. I'm going to shut it all the way down. We're not talking about this Claressa Shields thing. I am over it. I am past it. Whatever her and this lady husband do, that is their business. Okay? I'm over it. She answered the question that I wanted to know, and I'm over it. Please go see her fight. Okay? You cannot use me for publicity, ma'am. You got to pay for advertisement next time. Let's see.
I like that. Yeah, she trying to clout chase and turned it. And it is stupid. It's a dumb angle. You're going to take an Atlanta popular radio personality and beef with them in your fights in Atlanta. It's not really intelligent. You know what I mean? It's like me going to New York and then dissing Funk Flex and Angie Martinez or something. And that's supposed to promote my event in New York. Like, it's just like, who does that?
Let me see. You banning me from coming to the State Farm Arena in my city is absolutely incredibly adventurous of you.
She banned her, man. I told you. She banned her in her own city because it said she didn't care about the question. Bro, who's going to want to work with Claressa Shields after this? Oh my gosh. You went to the BET Awards. Yeah, it looked like you complained about the seats because you were in the nosebleeds, it looked like. Then they walked you down, posted on their page, and it was like, when you drag your man to the award or something. Claressa went on record saying her team reached out to the BET Awards. Oh, I didn't like that caption. I didn't like what they had to say, so we made them change it. And I already made the video about it. Sure enough, BET changed it. So this person is a Karen, a black Karen. You don't get your way, you cry about it. You whine about it. You have a temper tantrum. Oh, I didn't like BET's caption. They didn't disrespect you. They just put like a tongue-in-cheek caption, a social media person. You care too much. Oh, why did they say I drag him? First of all, I ain't drag my man. I don't have to drag him. He wants to be here. Bro, he looked mad. He had his fist balled up. He looked like he hate you. And then they put that, and then that's why you embarrassed. So she keep doing the same move. I get embarrassed. I don't like being bullied. I don't like looking like a loser. I don't like looking like I'm getting played. So let me explain. Let me beef with people. Let me call and request. And then you had the nerve to post that meme with Alicia Baumgartner's face where it looked like she was on the phone with the cops. You the biggest cop out there. Telling State Farm Arena, be on the lookout for Miss Shyneka. We don't want her in here because she's asking tough questions and said whatever in the interview. And she's still being more professional. She never called you a B. She don't want to fight you. She didn't threaten you. She never called you Miss Piggy or Miss Skinny. You know what I mean? Like, you the one taking it there, right? BET Awards also. You lose in 2025 to Angel Reese. Complain about it. Oh, I thought accolades matter. How did I not win? I just thought I would win. Complaining. You lose in 2026 to Asia Wilson. These people deserve it, and they're better athletes than you and better sports, right? You lose to Asia Wilson, BT 2026. Papoose crying about it. Oh, man, the BT Awards, y'all robbed the GWOAT, Claressa Shields. Karen. You don't get the award, cry about it. Don't get the award again, cry about it with BET. Don't get the seats you want, cry about it. They put a caption you don't like, cry about it. Miss Shyneka asks you a tough question, cry about it. Block her, ban her, threaten her. Who wants to work with this person, man? Like, really? Really?
So, I'll just say this. The utter disrespect that that she gave me after threatening me, and all I did was said what I usually say, my thoughts about a situation. Yeah, I did see a young, vulnerable girl who is being led by older men.
You notice how she paused like a grown woman to compose her thoughts, to make sure she took the time to say it right and not, so it don't get misconstrued, don't get clipped up. Claressa Shields just like, oh, you a B, you're stupid, Claressa just talked like a little bad kid or baby's kid or something. Never pauses, never takes the time to be like, you know what? Let me word it better. She's stuttering, stammering. Claressa interviews and lives is a rough watch. She do not come across as intelligent, and she does not do what she just did there. Pause to gather your thoughts so it comes out in a nice, orderly fashion.
I don't want to run her out of ATL. I love my hometown. Thank you for the people that, got my back or whatever. But the only reason that it turned into different energy was because this young lady started sending threats to me. And I got in defense mode. And then that's where I don't know how. I'm not Michelle Obama. I am not this cookie cutter. I'm myself at all times on somebody else's platform. I wasn't going to get on the radio dragging and doing all of this, but I mean, it's kind of getting out of hand. And I did reach out to my lawyer because, number one, she did lie on me, but she keeps saying that I lied on her, which is absolutely bananas. But she threatened me. So the energy changed. And, ma'am, I am not scared of you. I just want to make that clear. You called me up, which is crazy and very disrespectful. I never called you out of your name. Not one time. But for you to disrespect me the way that you did, and we extended, because I mean, Jock and Shawty are a part of Bishop, but I'm a part of the show too. So you can't use the platform and then try to turn around and on me. It's what it is. Her fight, once again, is August the 15th. Please help her sell out this arena. But nobody in my family wanted me to say anything. My friends didn't want me to say anything. But if I have to stand alone, she can't keep disrespecting me. I'm not doing that with her at all. So I feel like I've covered all the bases. I'm over the question. I'm over her. I don't want to talk about it anymore. Go see her fight. And it's what it is. It's dead. It's dead to me. All right? Anything? What up, CC girl? Girl, I'm not salty. I promise you. I'm not. I wouldn't go if you gave me that ticket. Yeah, she threatened. Yeah, she did. Yeah, she sent threats through people that I work with. Thank you, New York. But yeah, it's done for me. Thank y'all. I love y'all. ATL Beyond. Big shout out to our syndication markets. Definitely appreciate y'all. Riding. I did not want it to turn into this woman to woman. I just wanted to know, how long are you going to do what's going on? And this man at some point has to respect you enough to get you out of, this situation. It didn't come from a place of being mean. It's something that we pretty much wanted to know. So, I honestly thought when I met her that she was a beautiful young girl. I don't think that she's an ugly girl. I am proud of what she's been able to accomplish in her career. And
this is my first time hearing it. I actually I don't know much about her, but I like her energy, and I like that she's not matching Claressa's ignorance, right? And that same intensity, like, yeah, rah, 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 because then it's like two rams. two people just butting heads. So I actually like this. You know why? Because in my world, this makes Claressa look like an even bigger donkey, right? Because this seems like a mature, professional businesswoman and radio personality. And then now that she's being respectful, like she's still like, oh, she a pretty girl, go see her fight, da 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 da, right? I just played what Claressa was on. She was like, yeah, you stupid. Yeah, I call you FAT and I don't care, right? So the fact that she's approaching it and still showing, after being threatened, she's still showing any shred of like respect to Claressa's shoes, even though Claressa went off the wall and off the chain and like fully went in on her. It shows a lot about who she is and her character. And I think when people watch my video and you're hearing the breakdown, you're going to be like, oh, okay, yeah, Claressa looked real bad. She looked real bad because this ain't how Claressa sounded. You just heard that.
I've lived longer than her. And it's what it is. So, yeah. Once again, last advertisement. August 15th, State Farm Arena. Please go see her fight. Okay? All right. Anything y'all want to ask me? I think this is my first or second live that I ever did. Hey, y'all. Hey, Tasha, girl. Hey, what Tori say? All right, y'all. What up, Paris? Have a good one. Yeah, no more. No, please, let's not entertain this no more. Thank you. Oh, but Remy is working on new music, and she's gonna come and see me in a couple of weeks. Okay. All right. Y'all have a good night. Bye.
It's looking over for Claressa Shields. Was she ended the and I think she did that on purpose, like a little bit of snarkiness. She waited to the last second, right before getting off, to throw that in our lap. Oh yeah, I forgot to tell y'all. By the way, Remy Ma is gonna come see me and sit down and do an interview with me. Oh my God, Claressa looks so bad. Now you done try to drag this lady. You look horrible. You try to embarrass her. You shamed her. And now your number one rival, the wife to your man, is going to link up with this woman that you now don't like because she asked you a tough question. And man, the time, a couple weeks, that ain't that long. Claressa's fight coming up, and then I don't know exactly what day, but based on the recency of y'all beefing, that Remy Ma interview is going all the way up. Nothing can stop her. Is all the way up. So this is why you are an idiot, in my opinion. You and everybody around you, because they letting you do whatever and stuff. You just made it so much worse, because a real one would have been like, this girl can't see me. I'm a boxer. She's not a boxer. So I don't feel threatened for her. The interview was what it was. Maybe in the future, I don't want her in the interview or whatever. Handle it like a professional. I'm not interviewing with that radio show anymore. If you really felt the type of way, which you probably shouldn't have, right? But regardless, you could have handled it better and just been like, you know what? I'm the $8 million woman. I got a relationship and a man that loves me, if all these things are true, which I don't believe, right? But in your world, what you've been telling us, they're all true, right? So you could have easily just left her alone. Now you cause ATL to band together, So that's already a bad look. Your fights in Atlanta. You had the Eva, Madame from Next Top Model came to her defense. A bunch of Atlanta AT aliens came to her defense. And now she's linking up with Remy Ma and about to get an exclusive interview, it sounds like. So who knows what they're talking about? It will go viral. So follow me, subscribe, hype my video up. Shout out to everybody. I got some Cash Apps, Zelles, and a PayPal. I appreciate y'all. I'm going to keep working hard, keep breaking it down, and we have guaranteed content for the rest of the year. I told you. Right here on Boxer Ego. She's linking up with Remy, Slim Rem. And then the other thing is, Claressa Shields, I've already told you, she's a colorist, right? How come you keep finding beasts with light-skinned women? She looked light. She looked like a light-skinned woman to me, right? Baumgartner, Layla Ali. Girl, definitely women that are lighter than you. You look and notice you don't have caked on makeup like Claressa. Claressa be coming out looking like the Crow with all that makeup on. She not doing that. So you try to destroy her, get people to side with you. You did too much. And then Atlanta came together, and now even more people are going to hear it on Boxer Ego, who you claim you don't know who I am. That's cool. We'll see. We'll see if you know me now, right? And I'll make a video about her saying she don't know me to prove she a liar. So much content coming. Subscribe to the channel. You're not going to want to miss it. Live streaming can be tough, which is why I use StreamYard. Click the link in the description for StreamYard, which is an awesome tool that enables you to set up your stream with ease of use. Get great results with live streaming. It's what I use. Stream to social media with ease with StreamYard. Live streaming is here to stay. Engage with your audience using StreamYard. Great way to reach out to your audience and connect. So you need a tool that can do that. If you're new to YouTube and you're struggling to get views, one tool I can provide to you is TubeBuddy. I've been on YouTube over 10 years. I use TubeBuddy daily to crank out videos just like this one that you're watching. Learn how the pros do it with TubeBuddy. YouTube receives a lot of traffic, which also means a lot of creators, a lot of people putting out content. So you need to learn the ropes so you know how to separate yourself, especially if you're new, but even if you're a pro, use TubeBuddy. The link is in the description. Get more views, more subscribers, and a higher click-through rate, so ultimately you can realize all of your online goals. Use my affiliate link in the description and grow your channel fast.